So the pros of Facebook, over 900 million users. The average person spends 394 minutes a month. So work that out. It's like 6.5 hours every month on Facebook. It's easy to use, has more members than any other social network. It has a fairly powerful internal messaging system, which will actually be robustly improved by the new acquisition this week. You can sort users into lists. The cons of Facebook are they are constantly changing their terms of service, right? So the rules about how you engage on Facebook are constantly in shift. And you need to be aware of, in particular, how you set your privacy settings and what changes in the terms of service can mean for how people can access your content on Facebook, okay? So you need to be aware if you're a user. There are gaps in the privacy policy that kind of goes along with that. It's a little bit more difficult to isolate professional from private use, like your personal use on Facebook. The pros of LinkedIn are it's specifically designed for professional networking, right? So people are exposing their professional resumes and contacts on the service. So it's designed specifically for that. So it's an easier way to highlight your professional experience and your professional and career goals. It's frequently accessed by corporate recruiters. Okay? The real selling point from LinkedIn's point of view is to gather up all of the relevant contact information and resumes of all of these people all over the world, and then basically sell access to recruiters as a recruitment tool, right? So it's often used by recruiters. That's their major market, their major source of revenue on the network. You have the ability to include your resume and skills, the ability to have your network members verify that you actually have those skills through endorsements, okay? It has a very powerful recommendation engine, which we'll go through in a moment. You can actually see on LinkedIn now, if you want to connect with somebody else, who you need to go through in your network in order to access that person. And it has a pretty high willingness of members to share their networks. Most people, if it's for professional purposes, are willing to allow you to connect into their LinkedIn profile, and then you can see and gain access to their network. The cons, it has a limited search feature. The search is improving on LinkedIn, but it's still not fantastic. It's a smaller network than Facebook, although it's growing all the time. It can be expensive if you decide to purchase add-on features for more access. Okay, their subscription packages are quite expensive. The pros of Twitter, it's easy to use. You can follow anyone, okay? So you don't have to wait for them to approve you as a follower. You can follow anybody you're interested in following. It has robust hashtag support. Hashtags are really built into Twitter and are one of the key features of using Twitter. And I'll talk a little bit about hashtag use later on, and about my experience this week in trying to live tweet an event, and what that's like, and how you might want to use that as a strategy to build your Twitter rankings. Many users contribute multiple times per day, okay, sometimes multiple times per hour, depending on how active they are. The cons are that some users sign into the service and then never monitor their accounts. So you can send them messages and you will never hear back from them, okay? They're just on for the sake of being on, to say that they have a Twitter account. You have that 140 character limit. I'm missing that.
What's a hashtag?
What's a hashtag? Okay, hashtag is a pound sign. I'm not sure if I can use this. It's basically just this symbol in front of a keyword expression, and it allows people on Twitter to find people that they're not necessarily following who are discussing a particular topic. Again, with the cons, there is a kind of limit about how many people you can follow compared to how many people are following you. There's a ratio that Twitter establishes, and if you are trying to follow too many people, you need to wait until you get a collection of followers yourself before it allow you to follow more people. So there's a limit to how big you can make your network